good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica from the 104.5 The Zone studios. According to multiple reports, the Nashville Predators are giving goaltender UC Saros an 8-year contract extension with an average annual value of $7.74 million. The 29-year-old is set to stay in Nashville, though the deal cannot officially be signed until Monday at the start of NHL free agency. Saros finished 5th in Vezina Trophy voting this week. The NHL draft begins tonight in Vegas. The Predators currently have 8 total picks, beginning with 22 overall. Also on Thursday, a jury in the U.S. District Court ordered the NFL to pay more than $4.7 billion in damages after ruling that the league violated antitrust laws in distributing out-of-market Sunday afternoon games on a premium subscription service. Nashville Soccer Club plays host to Eastern Conference leaders and Supporter Shield leaders Inter Miami on Saturday at Geodis Park. Miami will be without stars Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez due to international duty. Kickoff is at 7:30. Pre-game coverage starts here on The Zone at 7 p.m. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
And a good afternoon.
Ooh, Bama.
From the concrete trioval known as the Nashville Super Speedway. I am Joe Hunk. He is Blaine Bishop, and we are right behind the winner's circle here at the Super Speedway.
Yeah, thanks to Kirby Allen Kirby, the living legend. He's putting us right here under the little shade and nice breeze. We can see the flags blowing there and the Super Speedway flag as well as the Rackley flag is there, at least where we're sitting, so we can see it. So it's a pretty good view. We can see the stands, man. It looks like a huge, huge stadium here that we can see all the way up to the top, man.
Absolutely. We got about
cars going by.
3.5 hours, as a matter of fact, before the Craftsman Truck Series starts practicing, because their race, flag drops on their race here at 7 o'clock tonight.
Ooh.
But now that's not the coolest thing, though. And Blaine said over he's going to be modest. The coolest thing is going to happen, tomorrow at what time? 4 p.m.?
What's that?
4 p.m.?
Yeah, this will be my third time. Not one time, not two time, but third time doing the Tennessee Lottery 250, man. Thanks to Tennessee Lottery and Rebecca give me the opportunity to do that, man. It's been really a fun thing to do. I did it one time for the Indy 500, so that was really unique. And when I was a teenager, so to then come back and be able to do that, it's really cool. And I'm kind of scared of heights too. So when I'm going up there and I'm braced in the corner, they taught me how to brace myself up there when you're up there, and and it's all cool until the cars start coming through there, and then that thing starts moving, and I go, oh my, this is not stable.
No, it's like
it is stable, but it's not stable. Like, things are moving. Those cars are coming by so fast. It's unbelievable.
It's like a deer stand in the middle. I mean,
it's a little exhilarating on both sides of that equation there.
So I stood up. You can see it on
Fear
Zone
and
TV.
excitement.
I stood up because on Zone TV you could see me. I was looking around because I was trying to see where the start-finish line was as compared to where we are.
It's right here in the middle.
Right in front of us, and I'm thinking, I wanted to see the stand that you said that you're going to be standing on.
Yeah. Well, I'll be up in. It's like a thing you lean over. Yeah, it's not necessarily a stand, but you have to go up in there with a ladder, and it's kind of, interesting how you get up in there right from the jump, so it's cool though. But yeah, man, it's just exciting to be here, man, and Nashville Super Speedway starting up today, man. So man, it's getting exciting. It's nice, a little hot. Make sure you got some water and some cold towels and everything else. We don't want anything happening to some people out here, man. So enjoy yourself, because I know you're like
right in front of you.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see, he came prepared, Kirby. I am thoroughly disappointed in you. I just gave you the living legend title here at the station, and you didn't have fans for anyone who didn't bring a fan, who thought that they'd be sitting inside.
Hey, you're not wearing a skirt. I'm out here with it. I don't need a fan.
No, I'm
Man, now I'm going to have to go home and shower. I just felt a drop of sweat starting.
Oh, yeah. You're going to
even
feel
though
that.
I'm in the shade.
You were
it's a little humid.
That's the cool thing about being at a NASCAR track. This is the
RVs and everything.
The
man, that
RVs,
looks sweet.
And what's cool about it, and just driving in, is the acreage on which the super speedway has to take up, no matter whatever racetrack that you go to.
Kirby doesn't know what to answer.
I don't know the total acreage. I do know this.
I am stunned. Like you would make if you made an educated guess, because that's giving time for Joe to look it up. So what would
I'd say a couple hundred.
Kirby?
Because
I'd ask what makes sense.
They were going to build originally. You had the Grand Speedway, then there was going to be a figure eight, a dirt track, a drag strip, and like a high bank short track out here.
Really?
It was supposed to be an entire racing complex.
Oh, I remember that.
But then NASCAR bent the city over, and they didn't get the race, so it never did expand.
So you think what they use for this, this weekend's race is on how many acres?
I'd say the footprint of this and the parking areas and everything, probably a couple of hundred.
150 acres.
Okay.
Oh, so you basically saying 200,
150
Who knows what they've sold off, though, that's all those buildings over there that used to be part of the
business buildings.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
anyway.
Kirby.
You guys go on with your little sports show.
Hey, no problem.
Thanks, Kirby. Thanks, Kirby. Yeah, you always on point. I knew you rebound there.
And what I was saying is like, as you're driving up to this, you're like in the middle of nothing but fields and grass. And then next thing you know, you hit a spot and boom, there it is. And it's like this here. It's like that kind of in Daytona. Talladega is the exact same way.
Talladega.
They move them all out, obviously 150 acres. You kind of need a little bit of land. And it's just cool to see whenever you pull up.
Oh, man, I know the back ways out and everything, so I can get up out of here when the race ends or everybody's leaving. Oh, yeah, you got to know.
I'm glad you do, because there is no back way out of Talladega. There's one way in, one way out. That is it. That is it.
Yeah, that was a really cool venue there, getting a chance to do that with 3HL and my early years of doing radio. And Kirby's helped me come a long way till today, that's for sure. That was when we went for 3HL, when me, Clay, and Brent went to Talladega. When they built the stage up and everything. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wait, you guys went to Talladega?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Oh, Bristol. I'm sorry, Bristol. I'm sorry, I said the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. A little different.
Size
no doubt,
just a little different.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it still was cool because high banks. Yeah. So it was a little different.
Well, no, and like that's the cool thing with us being out here is we're out here. Kirby's already talking politics. Everybody else is talking politics. I did not watch a single thing of the presidential election.
Oh,
no way.
Yeah, I don't talk politics.
No way.
There.
We're moving right past that.
That's Kirby's job there.
Because the most important thing to talk about is the fact that father got his son drafted. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. That is a true statement, by the way. It's kind of interesting. I don't know where I sit on this because I feel like he could set his son up actually for failure. And when I say that is, I think it's really unique, and the NBA was going to make it happen regardless, whether it was going to be with the Lakers or if LeBron opted out and went to another team. There was some kind of way, whether they were on the same team or they were going to find a way to get them on the court at the same time, even if he was on another team. It was going to happen. So, and I get it, the NBA, and it's kind of individually led, especially, if not the best, one of the best players to ever play in the NBA there with LeBron James. So, I think, you knew it was going to happen, but, man, that's going to be an interesting dynamic. I can't imagine just, you with your kids or, with your kids, just imagine if you're in a locker room in a professional setting, how that all plays out. I just, man, that's a tough one there. And then if he really deserves to even be, with the team at that point in time, there's going to be a maturation process, and I think he's going to have to go through the D League, G League, and all the other things to see if he's actually ready. And when he gets ready, where will LeBron be at that point in his career? Will he still be with the Lakers? Will he be with someone else, or is he retired? So I don't know. Or do they push the envelope just so they could say they were on the court at the same time? So if he deserves it and he continues to grow and improve, a lot of projections there with the NBA. I can't stand it, to be honest. With sometimes you see guys play and you go, that guy's nowhere near ready to play in the NBA. Then eventually that guy turns into what they thought he was, 2 or 3 years later. Man, that was a tough call. But, hey, I'm not mad. I know a lot of nepotism goes on in the real world, and you just got to see it happen right there live in motion in a professional sport with the best player, at least right now in the NBA. Well, some say just top 5 now, but one of the best players of all time. And, he got it done. So, hey, more power to him. Hey, pat on the back, and let's see if it works out for him. I hope it does. Because I think he's a good person and good people, and Bronny at some point deserves a shot. So we'll see if he earns it once he gets there. He got an opportunity, still has to earn it to be on the court. And that right there is the part that will really bother me if he doesn't earn it to get on the court. There's been people drafted, actually, by the way, he only averaged 4.8 points or 5 points or whatever it was. There's been some guys get drafted even, I think, if I was guessing, maybe not quite that low, but I at least wish he would have went back to college one more year because he had the heart condition. He really only played half of a season, but, man, that happens all the time in other sports. Whether you're talking about baseball, hockey, those sports where they kind of get projected early and then they go to their minor leagues and develop and turn out, pretty decent.
Put this into context. The first rounder that the Lakers chose last year only played in a little over 2 NBA basketball games this season.
Who was it?
His name was, I had it right in front of me, as a matter of fact, Jalen Hood Sheffino. Is that right, Jackson? I know Jackson may still be
I have no idea who that is.
He was picked 17th overall last season. He only played 109 minutes last season, so that equates to a little over 2 full.
And that was the first round. Now, when we're talking about Bronny, who was a second-round pick, which most of those guys, no guaranteed contracts, and most of them probably don't even make their team. Now, sometimes they do. I think Grant Williams, was it Grant Williams? No, Grant Williams first round. But there's some guys that, when you get second round, man, it's a crapshoot there.
Well, and the whole thing is that there's a lot of people that cover the NBA draft for a living that said every single team in the NBA and every media member that was close with the teams knew it was Lakers or he wasn't getting drafted at all. Like, that was it. It was Lakers or nothing.
Well, here's the first tell sign.
Nobody else wanted him.
Well, he worked out only for the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. Mm-hmm. And his agent, Rich Paul, told everybody not to draft him. If they did, he would go to Australia and play over there because he knew that they were going to get drafted. He was going to get drafted by the Lakers. See, so there was a lot of, things going on behind the scenes here that they knew what they wanted to happen. And they wanted LeBron to opt back with the Lakers, which he still could not opt. And now, guess what they're doing now? What's the guy that covers him since he's been with the Cavaliers in the high school?
Oh, yes. That's on ESPN.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He said that they're going to, Brian Windhorst, thank you, read there, and that they're going to ask LeBron to take a $10 million pay cut.
Yeah, because
so they can get some more players.
He can opt out this year.
No. He can opt out in, but if he opts in, they're going to still ask him to take $10 million so they can sign other players.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I don't know if LeBron's going to do that. They said, we drafted your son. You do us a favor so we can help this team elevate because you need help.
Yeah, now
that's going to be interesting if that actually happened. He put that out there on live TV, so I think he believes it is going to happen.
Yeah, no, that's a must happen if you're the Lakers wanting to actually be in contention for something next season. Now, what's crazy is as we're sitting here right behind the winner's circle, Blaine walks up, and just about 3 minutes ago, or right before the show starts, he looks at me and goes, "Hey, Hunk, Ben McKee's here."
Yeah.
He's like, Ben McKee's here. So Ben McKee's walking around somewhere as he may be trying to get on the track or something to drive one of these cars around as they get ready for practice.
Yeah. He had to pass everything. He was with his father. I think we're going to ask him how he got access because I think his father was involved in this just a little bit. So whenever he shows up here, he come around and hang out with us a little bit, so stay tuned.
Yeah, if he's and we're about to go look for him, and we're about to be like, okay, how's it happening? But we will continue as we are broadcasting live from the Nashville Super Speedway, where Blaine Bishop is going to be at the start-finish line tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, waving the green flag as that race will get ready to go. You've also got the Craftsman Series going to be going on later on today. In fact, flag drops on that one at 7 p.m., the Rackley Roofing 200. But when we continue, we'll take your phone calls as well, 615-737-1045. He's Blaine Bishop. I'm Joe Hunk. We're brought to you by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Nashville summer storms are making a splash, and I'm not just talking about the rain. So act now and keep your family comfortable through any storm. It is time to shield your home with surge protection. Score $50 off when you book now with Cool Ray. Because why wait and let lightning crash your party? So are you feeling like the electrical panels are stuck in the Stone Age? Upgrade now and save $200 on our sizzling summer promotions. And let's bring you home into the 21st century. And you can also dive into Cool Ray's plumbing summer promos, as well as replace that old water heater and score $500 off a tankless one or $250 off a tanked model. So don't let cold shower ruin your summer vibes. And if you're worried about that, what's lurking in your water, get peace of mind with free water quality testing, and it's on the house. Got slow drains bring you down? Let Cool Ray tackle them with a $93 or free drain cleaning. And if Cool Ray can't clear your drain, it's on them. So Nashville, why sweat it out when you can keep your cool with you-know-who? Cool Ray. So let's make your summer a breeze and visit coolray.com, or you can give us a call today to snag these sizzling deals. Cool Ray, keeping Tennessee cool, plumbing right, and lights bright.
As we continue from the Nashville Super Speedway, Joe Hunt, Blaine Bishop
in the USA.
getting ready for that Ally 400. That's going to be happening Sunday. Flag's going to drop at 2 p.m. As you can still get some tickets for that. If you want to look at that, you can go to 866 Race Ticks is what you can call.
Tennessee Lottery too. Make sure you come check me out.
Yeah, you gotta see.
I'm Saturday. You know, I ain't make the big time, man. I ain't. That's all for Ben McKee, man. That's Ben McKee, man. He's big time.
I think joining us right now is the first person in America that got to congratulate Bronny James on being a teammate with Dalton Connect.
Oh,
as Ben McKee joins us. And no, seriously,
that was a nice little segue there, man.
Ben's just walking down the street.
Walking down the street.
And Blaine's like, look who that is.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? You were just in Omaha.
Yeah.
Well, I name dropped y'all, and they let me right in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is not the story.
Oh, you with Blaine?
No, that is. Let's tell the true story there. I thought it was kind of remarkable there, you and your dad and family with you and everything else. Kind of take us through a little bit of that if you want to tell us.
Yeah, I'm with my pops and my brother-in-law, Scott and Chris, and we have a family friend that's racing in the truck series
sweet.
Tonight. So
that's pretty cool.
Came down here to see him, support him, because my dad lives in Huntsville, Alabama, so easy ride over for him. And
I feel you. I get to do it every day. I feel you.
When he's saying it, he say he feels you. It feels your pain. No, I'm just kidding. That's a good spot.
And I made my way over from Knoxville this morning. Still trying to recover from Omaha, but and also a late Father's Day weekend between the two. So we'll be back on Sunday for the race. I was in Omaha for Father's Day, so I got him and my father-in-law tickets for Sunday's race. So getting to see a family friend today, and then we'll come back over on Sunday and catch the big boys race on Sunday afternoon.
You really trying to make up for missing Father's Day, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I want to be here too. So.
Okay, but you're not telling Pops that. I know. I get it.
We'll keep that a secret.
Yeah. So what did you think about Dalton Connect and going to the Lakers? Basically, where he went in the draft, where he fell to, because now he's in a really good situation. At least I feel like, and he can just be himself and just be a spot up kind of shooter and kind of a role player and kind of put up a lot of points because he's going to get a lot of free shots. I mean, really, in my mind, at least in the NBA level, free shots for what that's worth.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I do think it's unfortunate, obviously, that Dalton fell, right?
What are they saying? I do not buy into this defense. NBA doesn't play defense. His age. What are you talking about? He's mature. You get to see what he actually is.
Yeah, I agree with you, but
I don't get it.
That's not how they view it, unfortunately.
I know.
They want the
this is crazy
18, 19-year-old kid with all the potential in the world.
That's how you get fired.
Yes. Well, that's why the same teams are picking in the lottery every single draft, except my Memphis Grizzlies. We had injuries. That's why we were back and scooped up Zach Edey. So,
Zach Edey.
I talked myself into it, but we'll avoid that conversation.
We're definitely going to have that conversation.
Oh, yeah. Every ball fan right now who hated Zach Edey about 2 months ago are now like, dang it, if I'm a Grizz fan.
I talked myself into it, unfortunately. But, I mean, it's unfortunate. Dalton's age, and you don't know what position he's going to guard, 1 through 5. And they may not play defense at the highest of levels.
But not to the playoffs.
Right. That's right. But you don't know what position Dalton's going to guard. And that, with him being 23 years old, was why he slid. Not that I agree with it, but so it's unfortunate. Obviously, you want to be a top 5, top 10 pick, a pride thing. But I do think, just like Jalen Wright in the NFL draft, where he went lower than he was expected to go to, he ended up in a great offense with the Dolphins.
Great situation.
A great situation, and that's more important at the end of the day. You got to be able to set your pride to the side and view the blessing that it is that you got put into a great situation. And I know people have their hot takes and strong feelings about LeBron this and LeBron that. At the end of the day, he's the second greatest basketball player of all time that he's going to be able to play with. And I like that Dalton is being thrown into a situation because he was rumored to be connected with the Hornets, the Trailblazers, the Pistons, some teams like that, where there would have been a ton of pressure on him had he been thrown into that situation and expected to produce right away. Now he can just be another dude with Anthony Davis, with Austin Reeves, with LeBron James, and you know that. I mean, LeBron's going to have like 17 assists a game. Just Dalton stand out there on the perimeter.
JJ Redick.
And JJ Redick.
Big time shooter.
Yeah, we'll see how he can manage the personalities. I'm a JJ fan.
I am too, actually.
The X's and O's, I think, are going to be phenomenal. And I mean, he's already drawn up pin downs, curls, how he's going to use Dalton. So I like that it's a low-pressure situation. Although I recognize he's still number 17 overall pick. It's the Lakers, but there's so many other names on that team to, take the attention away from you. Bronny James, he's going to get more attention than Dalton. So I think it's a perfect situation for Dalton. He's going to a winning organization and can maybe help them win a championship.
Since you said Bronny, just kind of give us pros and cons on what you thought of the Bronny James in your opinion. I think it's a tough situation, for not only him but also LeBron, and we all know he pulled the trigger and made sure and leveraged everything he could, and who wouldn't if you're in that position, but boy, that's going to be a tough one there, boy, to explain, man. If he's out there and he doesn't deserve it and the players know it, oh, wow, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and that's where it's up to J.J. Redick to put his foot down. And that's easier said than done if LeBron James is on your team, I guess. But I do think if
you can lose the team as a coach if you
1,000%. And I'd like to think that LeBron recognizes that. But I mean, if he wasn't Bronny James, he would not have been drafted. He'd still be in college next year. I do think Bronny is a nice player.
Right.
He's just not ready for the NBA. He's athletic. He can play defense. He might be able to knock down shots consistently at some point, but he's not ready yet. So I hope that they allow him time to develop. Which I'm sure they will with the G League. And I believe their facility is situated with the Lakers, so they'll still be able to mingle and see each other a ton, even if he is in the G League. But I do think that he would not have gotten drafted if he was somebody other than Bronny James. But Bronny isn't also some terrible basketball player that's only making it because of his dad's last name.
Well said, Ben McKee of GoVols 247.
Well, and you talked about the Bronny factor in this. How much, though, the benefits of it? Because you were talking about how when they're walking in, all the spotlight is going to be on Bronny, all the spotlight is going to be on AD and LeBron. So how does all that actually help Dalton when he's trying to find his place in this Laker locker in a city where everything is now all about the flat, all the cameras and everything are going to be that way? He can just kind of blend in.
Yeah. Ultimately, I don't really think it matters just because of Dalton Connect, the person. He doesn't care. Yeah. He is cool, calm, and collected. He's as cool as the other side of the pillow, and he's always ready to show up and ball. I mean, that's Dalton Connect's game. I mean, you heard him on the broadcast talk about, I think he was asked, what can Lakers fans expect? And he said somebody that's always going to be in the gym. And that's truly what he was at Tennessee. He lived in the gym. So I don't really think it matters because of Dalton's personality. I think you could throw him into any scenario in any city across the NBA, and I think he would float and be perfectly fine. But there's no doubt that it does help the fact that if he gets off to a slow start as he's being thrown into the fire and adjusting to life in the NBA, and he is struggling more than maybe we anticipate, that will help because there will be more questions about Bronny or Anthony Davis being banged up for the 1,000th time in his career, or LeBron and his load management, or complaining about a foul call, or folks will start blaming
Russell's up and down play.
Yeah, folks will start blaming J.J. Redick for everything. So I don't think it matters because of Dalton's personality, but there's no doubt that it's a benefit.
You know what I love about this selection with Dalton Connect is you're having to see now how many Tennessee Vols fans and people that cover the team are having to see dang it, I've got to watch the Lakers now. And you can hear it's
no, dang it. They're about to be Lakers fans.
I know because he's
not everybody.
All Ben's no. I'm feeling that's because West is Grizzlies and the Lakers, right? Why'd you look over your shoulder like it's the Lakers coming by or something?
I was making sure Ron Slade wasn't walking up behind me or something. Ron come up smack the back of my neck for saying that.
It's so far since we've been talking to you because a lot of times we talk to you on the phone and we can't see the facial expressions and stuff, but one thing you kept doing is you're just going, you went, yep, Dalton's got to have to deal with LeBron and low management. But then he also went, and Zach Edey's a Grizz. And so now I'm like, okay, so you've got to deal with Dalton being a Laker, which I know a lot of Tennessee fans aren't happy about. And then you also got to deal with you, as you're talking about, Zach Edey being a Grizz. How did you talk yourself into this because of what happened during March?
Because the Grizzlies needed size at the center position and somebody that can rebound. And that's what Zach Edey is. Do I think that he's going to be a franchise player and somebody that can carry the load of a franchise? No, I don't. But I also don't think he's a terrible basketball player. The whole, he was only successful in college because he's 7'5". That's the only reason, because he can reach up. That's not the only reason he was successful. He is very skilled for his size. And I think if you're throwing him, kind of like what I was talking about with Dalton, if you throw him into an organization that doesn't have a franchise player and he's expected to be the franchise player, then I think that he would, like Hasheem Thabit with the Grizzlies way back in the day. I don't think he would be successful in that instance. But Zach Edey can play off of Jaren Jackson Jr., playoff Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and several others. So I've talked myself into it because he has size, he can rebound, and I don't think he'll be asked to do a ton. So and the Grizzlies seem to be really, really high on him, and under the new management the last couple of years, they've really knocked their draft picks out of the park. So I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic.
Well, okay, let's see the other side, and I completely agree with all that. What about his speed getting up and down the court when they want to run and gun? That's the only thing that I'm thinking about, Edie. And I'm interested to see how that plays out because he surprised me in the championship game. I mean, that he got up and down the court because I was saying that the kid from UConn was a better athlete, may not have been a better skilled player with his moves, but you could teach the moves. But he was a better athlete in the show based off of where he went in the NBA draft. I think it's Klugen or whatever. Klingen, yeah. And so, I'm just interested. Where does he fit on his foot speed there? Not to say that he's slow, but that could be part of an issue why he's not on the court more often than not in this season. Yeah,
that is the big question mark. I thought it was interesting. Kleiman, for the GM for the Grizzlies, was asked exactly that.
Oh, was he?
And kind of his ability to defend in space. And he talked about how at Purdue he was asked to stay in the paint and protect it and don't foul out because of how valuable he was offensively. And he seemed to be optimistic. We'll stick with that word. About how, I mean, he's not going to be the best option out there on the perimeter, right. But he also didn't think that he was just going to be a liability out there on the perimeter as well.
So as we're sitting here talking, we've talked about Dalton, we talked about Zach Edey. As we were just talking, BetMGM just dropped the odds for Rookie of the Year next year. Dalton Connect and Zach Edey.
Oh, yeah, don't tell us who does Ben McKee think?
Well, it sounds like basically. I mean, he was kind of going with no. The odds to be the favorite.
The favorite to win NBA Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
I mean, surely they'd put the number one pick, the kid from France, up at number one. But I would imagine Reed Shepherd from Kentucky. He's probably up there towards the top two, if I had to guess.
Shepherd is actually below Connect and Edey.
Okay,
at
that's
plus
interesting.
1,200.
Oh, that is surprising.
At plus 1,200. Alex Starr is your number one at plus 425. Connect and Edey are tied for third at plus 900.
Wow. I like it.
So who's two?
Two is the guy that was drafted number one, the Frenchman. I cannot say his name. By the way, Bronny's at plus 25,000. If anybody cares, just let you know.
We're going to use Kirby's money to
put 5 on it.
Yeah, we're going to use Kirby's money, man.
Yeah, so that just dropped as we were talking about that. But also, you have the NBA draft just to happen. NHL draft happened. Major League Baseball is coming up as well. And how many of these Vols? I mean, seriously.
A lot. It's going to be
the most in school history?
I haven't counted up the numbers off the top of my head. I think it could potentially do it because you're going to have Kavaris Tears drafted, Dylan Dreiling drafted, Hunter Inslee could potentially be drafted. He's the question mark. Dreiling and Tears are absolutely like top 50, top 75 picks. They're about to get paid, especially after what both of them did in Omaha. Billy Amick's going to get drafted high. Christian Moore is going to be a first-round pick. Blake Burke's going to be a top pick. On the mound, Drew Beam's going to get drafted at some point. A.J. Causey probably going to get drafted. Aaron Combs going to get drafted. So it's going to be around double digits. So it's going to be a new-look team next year because you also have, aside from the guys getting drafted, Xander Sechrest, he's out of eligibility. Now, he may get a pro opportunity as well. Kirby Connell, he has somehow run out of eligibility finally. Cal Stark has run out of eligibility. So it's going to be a new-look team, and they have one of the best high school classes coming in the country, and they have some guys behind the scenes that didn't play a ton this year that will be able to play if they can have a big offseason, and the transfer portal is going to be really, really key for them as well.
Ben McKee rolled up here at the Nashville Superspeedway from Go Vols 24/7. Are there any of these players that are going in the draft that you think that they're not going to get drafted high enough and do have eligibility to come back?
The question marks with the group of the ones I just mentioned, Hunter Inslee, which a month ago I'd have told you that there's a better chance that he's coming back than not. And then he just went on an absolute heater to end the season from like the beginning of May until the end of it. So it really ended up being like a month and a half, 2 months, just hitting near 400, I think. So he may have played himself into an opportunity. Now, he is one, I think we talked about this on Monday, where if he is projected later in the draft, he's one that maybe NIL can help come back. I think for him it's just going to be a matter of He's a Tennessee kid from not too far down the road in Huntington, Tennessee. Playing for Tennessee means a ton to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for him it's going to boil down to, do I want to go ahead and start the next chapter of my life and just kind of get the clock going on a professional career, because he is an older guy, or do I value playing with Tennessee, and do I want to try and cash in on some NIL? So that's the biggest question to me. And then A.J. Causey, he didn't pitch great in the postseason. We'll see if that impacts his draft stock. A month ago I would have told you that he's definitely gone, but maybe that changes things for him. He's a bit of an older guy. And then Aaron Combs, I think he's played himself into a professional opportunity as well. Those are the three that I'm really paying attention to on Tennessee's team.
If Inslee comes back, has he talked with Heupel yet about playing running back with that juke move?
Man, he needs to.
Oh, now
Dude,
we're going over it.
He threw the juke on me.
Oh, that one, come on. In baseball terms, that was a great move, but in football terms, no, he would have got racked. No way.
Oh, if we talk back, he broke his ankle.
No way.
Hey, now
he just put his foot in the ground and got skinny and said miss. There was no none of that. There was no Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard to that. Come on now. Let's don't get carried away. I got much respect for him and all. Great play, but no. That was not on that level. I know he's played high school football.
He was an all-state player.
I know he was. So was I. They said we're going to move you to defensive back. I was a running back.
Fair enough.
By the way.
Heck, with Heupel's offense, he might get 500 yards rushing.
I think it's a different animal, man. Once you go down that road and you're in the baseball world, there is totally different. No. Did it help him make that play? Absolutely, it did. Yeah, but that's not. He can't be thinking that move's gonna help him with Heupel and them.
No, he might have been able to get on the roster under Butch or Pruitt or Dooley or somebody.
I'm saying he could still be on the roster, but I'm just saying they didn't do that move right there. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it.
Leave it up to square white.
Y'all saying he's an FCS player only? Like it's only going to be against
man, you never know, man. We give him 3 years, then we'll talk. All right, we'll see where he's at. But last question on the baseball tip there. Much respect to him anyway. But Tony V. Contract not done. You was the first one to say that he was going to get an extension. You thought it was going to be done beforehand. Still not done. He has no other options. He's kind of backed into a corner. Texas has already signed their coach. What's going on here, man? What's happening? Are you getting a little nervous pervers here?
No.
So it's just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time. And winning.
So what's the hold up?
Winning a national championship and having
we won it. They won it.
They're going to readjust some numbers.
Oh, they readjusted some numbers?
Yeah, there were some numbers that were agreed upon prior to winning the championship, and now because he is the national championship winning head coach, they're going to come back and reassess some of those numbers and up the numbers.
So they had the parade. He's on the road recruiting.
Well, and speaking of recruiting, that's one thing.
Extension. I mean, what is it taking so long? And now Texas signed that coach. So guess what? He's kind of in a spot to say they could eventually say, hey, man, take it or leave. This is our last offer. No. Where's he going to go?
Tony just isn't worried about it. That's not Tony's personality. He knows he's going to get taken care of, and he is recruiting right now. He feels like he is behind in the portal because they were playing for a national championship. He was joking with me in the hallway in Omaha after they won. I joked. I said, "You have a 7 a.m. recruiting flight booked?" And he said, "No, I'm going to go recruit right now." So he was messing.
Yeah, I heard him on a national show actually today.
Yes.
I was listening to it on College Sports there, and I don't know if it was recorded or not, but he was talking about he was hitting the road recruiting that he felt like he was already behind the 8 ball going that way.
Yes.
And so he actually said this. I wanted to ask you this. I'm glad you reminded me of this. Is he said that all the teams that have come off of winning the World Series didn't even do well, or something he said about the next season.
Yep.
And this is probably why.
Yep.
Is because they were behind in recruiting.
Yes.
And getting players, who've already now committed to other teams or already got a jump start on recruiting them.
The Mississippi schools, when they won the championship, I believe neither one of them made Hoover in the SEC tournament the following year.
About.
And then there's another one that I'm blanking on that kind of followed a similar path. But LSU was a little bit better than those. I mean, LSU wins the national championship last year, and they struggled throughout most of the regular season and then kind of played their best baseball in the SEC tournament and regional weekend in Chapel Hill. So Tony's just not in a rush. He knows he's going to get taken care of. I think he's going to be the highest paid coach in college baseball or right there next to
$3 million? He's going to hit the $3 million?
I don't think he's going to get the $3 million. I think so if Schlossnagle's getting 3, then he won't be the highest, but he'll be around 2.5. I do think the pool of assistant coach money is going to might be the biggest pool in the country, which was very important to Tony. So it's going to get done at some point, but Tony's only worried about recruiting right now. He knows that will all get taken care of.
UT fans, no worries.
No worries at all.
worries.
Before we let you go, because we got to roll, just simple yes or no. You talk about Schlossnagle going to Texas. Is Laviolette following him, or is
Tennessee has had conversations in Laviolette.
Woo! Man, this guy is slide. Ben McKee, he's sliding out. Just like Slay slides in, he slides out. You could tell that may happen. He may have
it might. We'll see. I think Texas is giving some blank checks out to some players, so we'll see. But Tennessee has had communication.
Did you see the smile?
Oh man! Now, you caught him on the curveball. You leg whipped him right there on that question, man.
Ben McKee, we appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate y'all.
As always, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it, man.
He is Blaine Bishop. I'm Joe Huck. We are broadcasting live from the Nashville Super Speedway as we continue on 104.5 The Zone. Oh, no, we've already got our ding-dongs of the week for next week. Jump! This is the, that's going to show my age. Never mind. No. Yeah, we're already on that.
It shows Kirby's age.
Kirby was rocking out to this until the Wasps just bit him on the leg.
Oh, he panicked. He panicked. I think the Wasp didn't even die. It flew off and ran away, and he didn't even get him.
As we broadcast live here at the Nashville Super Speedway ahead of tonight's Craftsman Series race.
Yeah, but Ben McKee up here throwing haymakers today, man. What was that?
Okay.
That question you asked was phenomenal, his reaction.
Truth be told, okay, Ben McKee walked up to the table maybe 30 seconds before we went on the air. We had not talked to him about anything that he wanted to talk about. So we're just sitting here asking him Tennessee questions and stuff. And he brought up Schlossnagel. And my first thought is, oh, yeah, Lavi is in the transfer portal. When I asked him that question.
Right after the World Series.
Right after the World Series. When I asked him the question, I just expected him to say, nah, I don't think they got a shot. He's probably going to follow Texas. The grin, you know what they call that grin?
The smirk.
Yeah, that smirk that started coming on. It started just going on his face. I went, wait a second. Have they really, is something going on?
Yeah.
He said, and he told us that, he knows that Tennessee has talked to him.
Oh, my.
Has talked to him. That man was a beast in the College World Series. And he mentioned Tennessee is losing a ton of baseball players. He's going, there's a position for him on the team if he wants to go to Knoxville. But you're only going because you want to win a championship, right? That's the only reason you would be going to Knoxville is to try to repeat.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you this. Everybody keeps saying that that is real easy. Who was the last team to repeat in college baseball?
I want to say South Carolina, and it may have been 08-09, if I remember correctly.
So the odds are against you, especially with all the turnover from the roster. Now, guy, I get you. It's the TP. You can bring in some great. He just talked about Tony V has made some quotes about, he's kind of behind in the recruiting and everything like that. So, to me, you're going there for the atmosphere and the culture of everything else. And if that's a caveat that you win a World Series, great. But I think the odds are against you winning back-to-back. Now, not to say that you can't do it, but to think that that's why you're going there, I don't know. I think he's just going there because he wants to play on a really good team with Tony V.
It's been 13 years. South Carolina won in 2010 and 2011.
2010. Who was before them? See, it's going to go back a minute. So
that was Oregon State and Oregon 10 years or 5 years before that. Yeah.
So when people are like, oh, they're going to win another one back to back, it's like, ooh, I hope they do. But the odds are against them.
Well, and
especially with they're going to have a whole bunch of new players.
Well, no, their
bats were phenomenal.
The offense was where this was at because, again, let's not act as great as Drew Beam was in the College World Series finals. He had struggled beforehand.
Yes.
He had gotten rocked beforehand. He had given up 3 and 4 and 5 runs beforehand.
I hope they do, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, this place be.
And I will, until the day I die, I will always say the College World Series championship is the hardest one to win in college athletics. It is to me because of how many rounds you have to go through just to get to that point. And even if you get to the College World Series, especially now if you're a team like
Tennessee.
That's a
feat in itself right there.
Just get it right there. It's like making the Final Four. It's like making the college football playoff. It's like making the Frozen Four. You put up banners for that, okay? But to make it to the finals, that week in itself, so much can happen. Look, Texas A&M could be your national champion right now if one player didn't slide into home the way that he did and break his ankle. That's just it.
Break his ankle.
That's what happened. Braden Montgomery broke his ankle. That's the reason he was done. It happened in the tournament. He slid into home plate feet first because in reality, that's what coaches want you to do. They hate you sliding in head first.
Right.
Breaks his ankle. He didn't even know it. He tried to get up and walk with a broken ankle, and they had to tell him to get down because they could see that his ankle was going the wrong direction.
Oh,
if
man.
They
he
had
should have just snapped it back in place. That's what CJ would have done.
Oh, well, that's what CJ would have done. Ronnie Lott would have just went over and had said slice it off with a saw. We know what would have happened. Man. But, baseball players aren't football players, man.
Right, and that's what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say that.
Oh, Nashville.
On that note, we will slide out into the second hour right there and see what Kirby's doing to his wasp bite.
I think he's got the ice on it right now as we do broadcast live from the Nashville Super Speedway. Coming up in the second hour, we're going to have an opportunity for you to win tickets to the Holiday World in Splashin' Safari as well. So make sure that you are listening for that as we continue. He's Blaine Bishop. I am Joe Hunk. We are brought to you by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, and this is 104.5 The Zone.
This summer, NASCAR is back at Nashville Super Speedway, June 28th through the 30th for Ally 400 race weekend. That's right, guitars and fast cars right here in Music City. From the campgrounds to the track, and you won't want to miss the excitement. This is the fourth year that Ally has been the entitlement sponsor of the Ally 400. And the first Ally 400 in 2021 was the first NASCAR Cup Series race at Nashville Super Speedway since 1984. So be there this year so you can be part of history in the making. And in the three previous Ally 400, there have been three different winners. So come see who will take the checkered flag this year. In true Music City fashion, the Ally 400 will have a pre-race concert with a soon-to-be-determined artist. And more details to come. So get your tickets now to watch your favorite drivers take on the 1.33 miles of concrete chaos. So visit Nashville Sports Superspeedway.com. Yes, that's Nashville Superspeedway.com to lock in your spot at the Rackley Roofing 200, the Tennessee Lottery 250, and the Ally 400 right now, today.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. I'm really not at the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm actually broadcasting live from the Nashville Super Speedway as I tell you about this UC Saros deal that the Preds are reportedly making with him. 8-year extension that is going to be approximately worth $7.74 million. Now, Monday is going to be the day that he can sign, and it is going to be a hectic world in the NHL. Don't forget that tonight you also have the NHL draft. Triple J, Josiah Jordan James, is got himself a deal as he is going to be an Indiana Pacer. He signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Pacers. If you are trying to figure out what on earth an Exhibit 10 contract is, it's a 1-year deal with a league minimum salary, and that you are basically meaning that the Pacers have the option for contractual rights with you, or they can send you on a 2-way deal to the G League. If that's not confusing, because it is for me. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, though, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols. This is the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans. This is 104.5 The Zone. That is right. We are live from the Nashville Super Speedway as the Ally 400 is going to be going Sunday afternoon. 2:30 is when the green flag will wave. You can watch that on, obviously, NBC. But before that, we have the Craftsman Series race. It's about to get going. Practice is going to get started here in just a little bit, but the flag's going to drop on that one here at the Super Speedway at 7 o'clock tonight. But tomorrow's the fun one, because tomorrow is the Tennessee Lottery 250, and that is where our man Blaine Bishop will be dropping the green flag on that one.
Well, you're making me nervous.
I mean, I shouldn't. The podium thing that you've got to stand on in there.
When the cars start coming down, and the thing's going,
what is it, 40 cars all going about 150 miles per hour?
Don't remind me. I'm starting to get anxiety.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like Kirby when he got bit by that wasp.
Boy, he danced.
He just told me a great secret. So if this is true or not true, you guys tell me, and we'll tweet it out. But you can call in 737-1045 The Zone. Kirby told me to put yellow mustard on any bite, like bug bite or wasp bite or bee bite, bed bug bite, whatever it may be, and that would help heal it, and the swelling won't even happen. Yellow mustard.
Wait, for real?
That's what he told me.
It's like, what is it in the mustard?
Well, you got to have Kirby explain it to you. Yeah, Kirby, you have.
We need this in the summer.
The tamarack.
Yeah, turmeric.
Turmeric in the mustard.
And I use that on my seasoning.
Will kill the inflammation, make it quit burning or itching.
And that's why I use it, because of all the inflammation I had in my body from playing.
Yeah, that's why you see it.
But you got to use it immediately. Like, as soon as you get bit, you put a little dab of mustard on it, set it 30 seconds, wipe it off. Like a grease splatter cooking, it won't blister. A bug bite won't itch and get all scratchy and painful. It literally goes away in 30 seconds.
Yeah, because
has your wasp gone?
No, they don't have mustard in the media center. They have everything else. Mayo. They had some honey mustard, but I'm like, sorry, nope. That doesn't work.
Does that not do the same
thing?
Okay.
Nope.
What I've been using is ice. So
well, ice is going to cool it off, but it's not going to stop anything else. Maybe it's from swelling a little bit. But it works. Believe it.
Yeah,
it works.
I believe everything you say, Kirby.
Well, yeah, because you said that you used it for football. I've seen
turmeric, yes.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of football players on the sidelines now, especially like in the August and September games when it's 89 and 90. Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen.
Yeah, in Alabama, it was Kerryon Johnson when he played for Madison Academy before he went to Auburn and then went to the Detroit.
Uh-huh.
There's a video of him because they were playing a nationally televised game. He's at Madacad. They go over to the sidelines. It's August. They call a timeout, and he takes a Heinz mustard bottle, turns it up, and just downs it. Just squeezes it all in his mouth. And so he was doing it so they didn't get cramps.
Oh, that was for cramps. Oh, okay.
Cramps and inflammation and all this other stuff. But, yeah, they were doing in the summertime. That's what they were using mustard. So I get it now why you two guys are on. I just never thought about it.
Oh, no, I haven't done that one yet. So I'm going to try it out if it happens. You said even on scrapes and scratches too, right?
Well, I said little a grease blister, a grease burn. If say you were frying bacon, you get a splatter, slap some mustard on it really quick. Don't put any water on it; it won't blister. I mean, as long as it's not like a third-degree burn.
Right. We talking about just
Superficial burn.
So we've got some people that are hopping in on the Zone TV chat.
Tell us Kirby is crazy.
The F&M Bank chat that we got, you can be there by watching YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, as well as X. And Jael says, yellow mustard you can also put on a burn
Yep.
to help with that. Taylor says that, yes, it is a thing to put mustard on there. He goes, but I wouldn't just grab any mustard from your local produce section of the grocery store.
Oh.
So can't
use Heinz?
Can't use Heinz or the Great Value?
I use Kraft yellow mustard. It's worked every single time.
Yeah, and they also said that that you can drink pickle juice to help you with the cramps and the
Yeah,
stomach.
pickle juice,
That's
vinegar.
been big for,
Just the vinegar.
that's been the whole time.
See, I need you guys to tell me
Yeah, I
this.
definitely-
Well, here's
Yeah.
another one. If you cut yourself and you need it to quit bleeding, take the lid off your black pepper shaker and just pack that cut. In about 40 seconds, it's going to quit bleeding.
So if I'm on the road, black pepper.
Yep, it will not burn.
Look, you can't see this on Zone TV, but with my ADHD, like I'm always picking at my hands, and you can see my thumb is just absolutely destroyed.
Oh, you're picking your skin.
I always pick my
Dry
skin
skin.
because I'm always sitting here right here because I'm fidgeting. So you're telling me that I just need to like roll into like a McDonald's and not even order food, just go grab a little thing of pepper and just dabble it on there for my hands?
Well, I'm talking
asking
about
for
a
some
bleed that
mustard,
won't,
too.
a cut that
And
won't
mustard?
quit bleeding. Not like that, but yeah, it works.
Okay, I mean, I just didn't know.
We got to come up with Kirby-isms.
It's how to stay alive on the trail, man, when you're by yourself in the wilderness.
Yeah. Well, all right. What
Or
is
a
your-
parking lot, like this.
It's Kirby's naked and afraid minus
What
the
is
naked.
Kirby's biggest ism? Like something that you say a lot of people don't know when it comes to just anything.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty
That's
vast
right.
array of
things
stuff.
that-
But
think of some of the things that you have said on there. A lot of people don't know that you have done. Not in sports related. I'm just talking about just like what we just did.
well, I
about
mean,
the scarf.
there's the obvious things. A lot of people know this. It's not like this is a great big military or
Kirby-isms.
government secret. But if you're lost in the woods and you're trying to figure out where you're going, north side of the tree will have moss on it. Only the north side of the tree will have moss on it. So once you determine where north is, you can get your bearings and decide how you need to egress from that area.
So the north side of the tree has the
Moss.
what? Moss.
Right.
Did you know this?
I feel like I should have known it, but no, I don't.
You don't. I did not know.
Yeah.
I did not know.
It will
I've never
only
heard you
grow.
say this either.
It only grows on the north side because that's the side that's most shadowed. So that's
okay.
where it will survive the sun and stuff. So you find the mossy side of a tree, that's north. Then you determine, east, west, which direction do I need to go. If you don't know that, you can put a stick in the ground, line it up with the sun. Wait 10 minutes, put a stick in the ground, halfway. That's due north.
Oh.
What's bad is Kirby saying this,
Dang.
and I'm the idiot looking around the super speedway for a tree,
Like,
and there's not one to be found over 150 acres of this property that they have that's set up for the super speedway right now. I'm looking around like, where's the tree at so I can test this theory?
Look in your yard when you go home. You got some trees in your yard. There'll be those little lichens and lichen, whatever the hell they call it, and then there'll be some moss, and it'll be on the north side, down around the trunk on your tree.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to figure out where is north, south,
Right
east,
now,
west right now. Just
I wanna-
where I'm sitting.
West is that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that way?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Right now.
Or this way?
Right that way.
That way.
Hmm?
Oh, okay.
So right now, if you think that yesterday the Preds would have sat down in front of UC Soros and go, all right, here's your new deal, but to answer this, you got to tell me, to get this deal, you got to tell me hey, we're doing a radio show.
Oh, that's a real live car right there, too, man. Right there, Camaro.
I mean, the guy's 20 feet from us right here. This is awesome.
Oh, there you go. He just tested
You think UC Soros would have been able to answer that question? Would anybody else have been able to answer that question?
Anybody else want to contest what Kirby said, please call in. 737-1045. He probably was like, I do not know that answer. But you never know. He's a goalie, so he may know.
What's crazy is before the show started, I put the question out on 104.5 The Zone on X about UC Soros' deal. It's an 8-year deal, $7.74 million. Okay, so I simply just put this question out in a general okay, I don't want unbiased Preds are always going to suck, anything like that. I didn't want that. We're talking about, do you think in this 8-year deal that UC Soros has just signed for this extension, will he be the goalie between the pipes when the Preds win their first Stanley Cup? 8 years.
Oh, probably not.
Now,
He'll probably, if I was making a guess, he'll probably get traded. I'm just making a guess. I'm not watching hockey every day, that's for sure. about halfway through his career whenever that young player develops. So I'm going to give him 4 years of the deal, and then they trade him? Maybe.
I mean, and that's what I'm.
So I'm thinking he won't be there. I don't know how soon you think they're going to win a championship.
Last year he led the NHL in blocks, shots against, all that stuff. He led it. He was one of the best goalies in the NHL last season.
Then he finished fifth, right?
And he's still by his terms and by a lot of Preds fans has watched this, has said it really wasn't even a good year from that. Like you heard Alex Doherty earlier, said this season really wasn't even one of his better seasons, and he was still one of the best goalies in the NHL.
Well, Kirby said they did a disservice to him because he didn't have a backup, and he kind of got burnt out there at the end, and that's what a lot of people are talking about.
Absolutely.
Is that he didn't play well down the stretch.
No, absolutely.
And so he might have ran out of gas.
Yeah, and Kirby was one to know because Kirby was in the building for a lot of these playoff games.
Oh, were you?
As well. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
he
that
was in the building.
But see how that can play as a player. Let's just think about what you just said. Now, everybody's criticizing him in the moment, but at the same time, it was unfair to him that he had to go out there and continue to play when he needed to get rest, and they had nobody to back up that played better than him, they thought anyway, in that situation. So he got unfairly criticized for actually doing a job and helping the team out. So guess what they did? They compensated him.
Well, and that's where this compensation is, because now you've got an 8-year window. The Preds are honestly ahead of schedule because a lot of people didn't expect them to even make the playoffs this year. It was supposed to be a quote-unquote rebuilding year. Honestly, it's kind of
And they leaned into that, too.
Oh, they did. Everybody knew. Look, through the first probably 20 or 30 games, this team wasn't playing well. Then they had like the, 15 or 16 game point streak that they had. That got them into playoff contention or got them back into the wild card. And now this team you could consider to be a little bit further ahead than what a lot of teams were, which is why they're drafting 22nd tonight. But it's similar to what we've said about the Titans. The Titans are supposed to be in rebuilding this year, but a lot of us look at this team and go, offense ain't too bad.
Yeah, I feel like they're just like the Predators.
Yeah.
But except the Predators leaned into rebuilding, and the Titans did not.
No,
they never wanted to even say that word.
No, there were numerous people from the Preds that came on with us. It's like, look, we understand we're rebuilding. We got rid of some guys. We've traded some guys. We did a lot of stuff to free up
But
cap
behind the scenes, they might have thought we're going to have a pretty
Yeah.
solid team. We just don't know how good.
Yeah, and even on our Zone TV chat, it's a lot of people are saying, yes, we're still rebuilding, and so UC Saros is going to be a part of this. So you have an 8-year window, and in the NHL, we all know you could be the lowest seed and you can still win the Stanley Cup. It happens.
You think they're going to get it in 8 years? You think he'll be here in the 8 years? He'll get all 8 years will be with the Predators, regardless of championship or not.
I don't think all 8 years is going to be here with the Predators. I could see him probably getting traded or figuring out like some sort of, I don't know how the NHL works when it comes to buyouts and stuff, but I could see how a trade or a release or something like that maybe towards year 5 or 6, depending on what the Preds are doing as far as salary cap is concerned. But I still think that look, in 10 years, there's a lot that can happen, man. And I'm going to say yes. Just because 8 years in the NHL and all it takes is one team getting hot. Look at the Panthers. Look at how they did. I mean,
they were in the championship the year before, weren't they?
But I'm just saying, like the Panthers a couple of years ago was a crappy hockey team.
Oh, wow.
And then in the course of a few years, they have changed. They've turned it around. So I'll say yes, just to have fun with it. That's just saying it. Taylor says it's 8 years after next year. So actually it's 9 years. So we'll just say in a decade.
Oh.
So in a decade, do you think
I sure hope they get a championship by then.
Yep. They have about a 3 or 4 year window.
Okay. To win the championship? And guess what? The juice will be here.
The juice will be loose. It won't like him.
Uh-oh. I'm not touching that.
You said the juice. I just went with it.
Hey, that's what they call it. And so that means we got to go to break.
Nashville Super Speedway brought to you by all Four Seasons Garage Doors. I'm Joe Honky's Blake Bishop. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, man. For many of you who have lived here a long time, you already know Eurofix has been in Middle Tennessee area for your European car repair needs now for 24 years. We've all gotten to watch them grow. And I don't know about you, but I love watching a hometown business take off. Well, we're now proud to announce the 5th location in Mount Juliet for Eurofix on Mount Juliet Road, right across the street from Dairy Queen. And Eurofix serves you in Franklin, Hundred Oaks, Murfreesboro, Belmead, and now Mount Juliet. Pretty cool getting to watch a small-town mechanic starting in the barn in his backyard of a single-wide trailer and now grow to 5 locations repairing thousands of cars each month. And at Eurofix, you get a 3-year nationwide warranty and a free loaner car with every repair appointment. And all you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right, 844-EUROFIX, or you can just visit them online at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com. But always tell them Blaine, Georgia.
was kind of want to let you go.
California, know how to party.
Can you spin this into something about Nashville Super Speedway?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't got those kind of. I don't have that kind of talent.
Because that's where we are right now. He's Blaine Bishop. I am Joe Hunk, as we are broadcasting live from right outside the winner's circle here at the Nashville Super Speedway. We are in between the winner's circle and where every single car, whether it's the Craftsman Series, whether it is the cars that are going to be racing coming up tomorrow afternoon in the Xfinity Series, or if it is your Cup Series cars, they are all right beside us, driving by, and I believe that
sometimes they start up the engines over there too. Now they give them,
if you hear the cars in the background, the inspection area is right beside us.
Yes.
I mean, not 30 feet from where we are is where the inspection area is.
You
by
got to tip the cap to Kirby, making sure we're under a nice little tented area. It's not a tent, but covered area. And CJ getting the pictures of all the cars and everything and where we're at, doing a fabulous job out on this hot, humid day.
Oh, it's a look, and the cool thing is, I use the word cool like it's going to help you out, but as everybody's pulling in, because as you and I were coming in today, the amount of RVs and the amount of cars that were just rolling in to get ready. There are RVs that are parked in this parking lot behind us right now on the infield. They don't just have their RVs. Like, NASCAR people are amazing. They have their RVs. They have all of their lawn recliners out with them. They've got their televisions as well. They've got everything set up for them to hang out here in the infield over the course of the next 3 days. I think that we actually have about 2 hours until the trucks are going to get on the road, because they're going to do their practices and qualifying before flag drops tonight at 7 o'clock here at the Nashville Super Speedway.
Yeah, it made me want to join them. Yep, there go a car going by right now, CJ. CJ going to get it right there. Ooh, autoparkit.com. Wow.
Blaine, I know the answer to this.
They're pretty cool, man.
The answer to this, obviously, is going to be the Super Bowl. What is the most pressure that you have ever played a football game in?
Pressure?
The most pressure.
Outside of the Super Bowl?
I know. I mean, I figure the Super Bowl's the answer. That's why you're going to say, yeah, Super Bowl's it. But, what is the one game that you can remember that you just go, I remember going into that knowing, man, there was a ton of pressure on me personally?
Well, let me say this. As once you make professional ball and then you've been out there playing, you actually don't feel the pressure.
Oh, come on.
No. I'm talking about a regular season game. I'm talking about game in, game out. There was never any pressure. Once you solidify that you're the starter, if you start feeling the pressure, it's different. That's why outside of the Super Bowl, there was pressure because of the build up to it. But the AFC Championship game, because here's what happens. Your preparation then prepares you to eliminate the pressure. So if you are prepared and you put in the work, you put in the film study, you think you go out there, now here's how I've always looked at it. Now it's time to go have fun. It's time to go have fun. So there was never built-in pressure. The most pressure I had was making the roster my rookie year. That probably was the toughest of them all. I felt like, there was a part of me, I felt like I may not make it. It was hot. We were in San Antonio, and I'm like, I can't even breathe. I lost 20 pounds and lied on my weigh-in every day.
20 pounds?
Yes, I lied every day. So it's just I thought I wasn't going to make it. And I put in a lot of work and effort, and then all of a sudden I got some breaks. A couple guys got injured, and they were out for the season. And next thing you know, I'm getting moved, and I'm like, uh-oh, I've never played safety. And they like, hey, we think you can do this. You know the defense, and blah, blah, blah. And then next year, I'm at second string, and then one injury away, I'm there. So I prepared. So the pressure to make a roster was probably out of everything, even the Super Bowl was the biggest. Then after that, the pressure kind of really went away. It became, again, like it was a game of having fun, like I was in college. And if you feel like you're in pressure every time you play as a player, you're not going to probably do very well. I'm going to say that because when you prepare and you go out there, I swear every game, there's recordings of me saying, even on Super Bowl, This is a day we've all dreamed of as a kid. Now let's go have fun. And we did our little hoo, and then slide out. Yep, because that's how I viewed it. If you're going to look at it like it's pressure at that point in time, man, you're going to be in an uphill battle. Like, there's pressure also. Oh, you got beat for a touchdown. And I always talk about this. It's about how do you respond to failure instead of continually just thinking about, like, oh, I failed. I gave up a touchdown and lost the game. No, you should think about, okay, what happened in the process? What could you have done differently to change the outcome? And then you move on. So that's it. So I really felt like I never really had pressure outside of those 2 times. Making the roster as a rookie and then the Super Bowl. That is it. And even the pressure, once the game starts, it all goes away.
Right.
It all goes away.
The reason I ask, I looked it up just a few minutes ago.
Like, you think these guys have pressure to get out on that truck once they start running? They've been doing this thing around in a circle 50 billion times.
Well, as all these cars are passing right now, especially when you're talking about these next-gen Cup cars, I looked up how much each one of these cars cost.
We should ask one of the guys how much one of these cars cost.
Denny Hamlin, actually, Denny Hamlin talked to On3 about this. Matter of fact, last year, he says that each one of the new cars in the Cup Series costs over $300,000. So I say that because these guys.
So you think they feel pressure not to crash the car? Not to crash the car. No, well, also to save their lives.
Yes, that too. That's secondary.
That too, huh?
Yeah, that's secondary. That's fine. But I'm saying this is a $300,000 car.
Right, well, that's why they got sponsors.
But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you're driving 150, and then if you're talking about your super speedways, you're going 190, 200, depending on if it's a plate race and things like that.
Oh man, that's
like
nice.
You see these, like, like right now beside us, the Monster Energy drink car is just going through all of its inspections for tomorrow's Xfinity Series race.
Yeah, CJ.
It's a $300,000 car. Hey, $300,000, and I'm responsible for driving 150, 200 miles per hour and not wrecking.
You get caught up in the numbers. Monster, that's like $30.
But it may be. Especially with how many Monster Energy drinks I know some people drink.
$300,000 car is really expensive. Don't scratch this car.
Okay. Well, then, see, this Monster Energy drink car we've got right over here for the Xfinity Series is right here to our left. Oh. It's $300,000, and you're saying that those guys are not feeling the pressure to drive it around.
Absolutely
So
not.
Then spin it around. Which Tennessee Titan do you think could hop into that car right now, and you think he'd drive it because he's got veins?
It got to be
ice,
kind of
ice water in the veins.
I'm gonna go with kicker, maybe.
Think Nick Folk can do that?
Oh no, he gonna have to get in. I don't know. Yeah, I think Nick Folk or Stonehouse. I'm going with Stonehouse. Because he's got a little, he's got the strong leg, precise precision on kicking, but he also has got a way about him. He goes down there and makes some tackles every now and then. I'm like, ooh, you better stay out of that action.
Oh, so you trying to say that the Titans aren't going to need
and you need a guy like that to weave in and out and take some risks and pass some people.
Yeah.
Go weave one way and then bait them and then go the other way. Oh, I want that guy. Yeah, put him in that. Stone. Yeah, I'm going with Stonehouse.
All right, so T.M. Berg says that it would need to be the smallest player on the team,
or it's NASCAR,
or that they're not going to be fitting into the car.
Right?
Because
it can't be like like in my day, Kevin Carter or Javon Kurz, or can't be one of those big guys.
Did you try to see Kurz trying to get into that car?
Oh man, he come out of there 40 pounds lighter.
All right, the shortest player on the Titans roster right now is Eric Gare.
Eric Gare,
5'8".
Eric Gare or Molden.
Or Jaquan Jackson from Tulane, 5'9".
Okay, yeah.
Those are your three. So if you're talking the smallest guy if we go with the three smallest guys, which is Jabari Small, Jaquan Jackson, or Eric Gare, 5'9", 5'9", and 5'8", which one are you putting in that car?
Probably the receiver.
Now, Jaquan Jackson, I would put Jackson in because what's he coming onto the team to do?
Return kicks.
Which is like sitting there and you about to get hit by a car every single time that you're at the kickoff or you at a punt return. So you have to have veins and ice water in those veins.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting Will Levis kind of leaned out. Maybe I put Will Levis behind the wheel.
You're going to try to fit Will Levis in that thing?
Yeah. I know he's kind of tall, but
going to push him in.
You got to lean him out a little bit, but I think. he's got some reckless abandon to him. We saw that him jumping over people, diving in the air, catching balls that were batted back to him. So he's got some cavalier to him. I kind of like that in my NASCAR driver, getting behind the wheel. I want some little, daredevilish to you. Mm-hmm. All right. See, I'm real big on personality fits your position. And even in football, you got to have the right personality to play this position, or you're probably not going to have a lot of success.
See, now you're starting to make me think about like other sports, like Tony Pollard, for instance.
Yeah.
Throwing him or something like that. Like
Tajay Spears even.
Or Spears. Think about Spears trying to play hockey. Ooh. Him in the NHL draft being able to if
he had been playing since he was 6 on those blades. Oh my God!
See, I mean, kid, we're talking NFL or NHL draft is tonight. NBA draft was coming up the other day. We're talking about all these Titans. So we've already said that we want to put Jaquan Jackson in this Xfinity Monster Energy drink car that's right here beside us.
Okay, so we're doing a multitude of things.
Do all the sports.
Yeah.
So
So 737-1045 the zone. So what current Titan would you want racing cars? NHL draft player or NBA draft, since all those three is happening right now?
Absolutely. See, I'm trying.
Okay. It's going to be a vast array of different Titans.
Well,
current Titans, not my day or old day or Bullock day or.
Because I'm thinking like you try to throw Big Jeff underneath the goal.
Oh,
you put Big Jeff underneath the goal.
Oh, I don't know.
Right there, right in the circle where they can't charge.
See, I wouldn't put Big Jeff there because here's why. He's a defensive guy, and I think he'd lead the goal because he's an attack guy, go-get guy. See, I want the offensive guy who's waiting for the guy to come to him. So that's what a goalie is. So then I'm probably putting, maybe Skoronski, Latham, and then when you hit them, you run into a brick wall. Oh, and they don't need to run for you to that to happen. So, yeah, I'm ain't got long, lengthy arms, Pecorino-ish. But, so I don't want the attack guy. Granted, he may be better athlete or something, Big Simmons. But I want the guy who has to sit there and take the cushion and the blows. But yet, I'll be patient and stay there in the goal and go side to side.
So now we're talking about...
If the guy has some flexibility, too, at the goalie.
All right, our tallest offensive lineman...
I able to do splits.
Jalen Duncan is 6'6".
Ooh.
Dylan Radins is 6'6".
Dylan Radins.
Yeah. And then
Dylan Radins.
And I think those are your 6'6" guys.
How tall is the Cushenberry? 6'4"? The center we signed from the Broncos.
Let me pull him up.
All you got to do is 6'4" or above. I think I'm good there at the
6'4" or above. Well, see again, but now that's what's crazy is we're talking about the guys in the NFL being 6'6", and that's tall for an offensive lineman. But in the NBA, like we're talking about Dalton Connect, they're 6'10", 7 foot.
You're like,
Zach Edey. We just talking about being a Grizz right now.
I don't know who would be the
Cushenberry is 6'4".
Okay, Cushenberry, Dylan Radins, any of those offensive linemen that started, I like them there. But NBA, I don't know who. I don't know who I would go with. Maybe. Ooh, I don't know.
Well, you know what's worse about
probably
this?
A wide receiver.
As much as I love getting answers on the question, the jokes that we're already starting to get on Zone TV's chat.
Oh, we getting some Kirby Allen Kirby type jokes.
T.M. Berg says, I would say Traylon Burks, but he'd probably get lost on the track.
Oh, no.
Levis, Taylor says that Levis would never finish the race. We may have to give him some Adderall to be able to focus on it. Dude, you got to give me Adderall to focus, okay? That's why they moved me to the shortest show.
Oh,
because of my attention span.
How you think I got here?
Hi, Eki. How's it going? Do you have an answer? You,
me, you, and CJ are all right here for a reason.
Do you have an answer, or is that you just want me to say
you got
hello?
An answer? Oh, small.
Oh, small. Okay.
For the race car driving?
Yeah. Yeah, so Lonzo says that we need to put one of those offensive linemen in at goalie.
Yeah, see?
Because they can block the whole net. The thing is, you know how small goalies are?
I know, they're not that big.
They're not that big.
Yeah.
See, like NASCAR drivers, earlier, like you were talking about, how much weight did you say you would lose like almost every day, like 20 pounds?
Oh, yeah. Well, not every day, but it was that big.
That much?
Yeah.
NASCAR drivers, between the start of the race and the end of the race, are losing anywhere between 10 to 15 pounds a race because of how much they're sweating.
Crazy.
Tomorrow, it's supposed to be over 100 degrees here, and these NASCAR drivers are going to be in vehicles at 140 degrees because of the suits, the vehicle, the motor. Because again, like anybody that follows NASCAR, that's just a shell.
Yeah.
You don't got the radio
Yeah,
and all the
yeah,
AC,
yeah.
all that. No, that's just a shell. So, like, it is. You don't have anything really blocking you between you and the hot engine.
Yeah.
So, it's just those are the things that you talk about now.
But some of the things you never think about is them going to the restroom.
Oh, it's because they don't have to.
Oh no! Oh, absolutely, they do because they got to hydrate themselves. So no, they just peeing on themselves.
See, in my theory, I always thought that they would just like sweated it out, and so they didn't have to
No, they're using the bathroom on themselves. They got to hydrate themselves. It's almost impossible.
So wait, are they like like an astronaut? They got a diaper on?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wait, for real?
I don't know if that's for sure, but they are definitely going to the bathroom. So.
Dang, I'm looking around now, see if anybody's. I never knew that.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Call in and tell me if I'm wrong.
On that,
that was a big fascinating. So when you have to go to the bathroom, what happens?
Yeah,
because they say, "Oh, we gotta hydrate."
Well, yeah, because you're in the car for 3 and 4 hours.
Yeah, we just go.
You just go right there.
Yeah,
and I never.
Oh, now you're not with it, huh?
No,
you're not liking it.
No, I'm not. I'm not in on the NASCAR now. I'm not on the NASCAR.
No, you're fine. You're fine. They got stuff protecting everything.
I know, but still, it's the whole idea of going around turn 3, going 200 miles per hour.
You got to make sacrifices.
Dude, come on. The older you get, it's harder to focus in a regular bathroom, let alone when you're going around 200 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Look, I can multitask, but I can't drive around turn 3 going 200 and also going, all right, focus.
Hey, some guys in football are just lazy and they don't want to go to the tent. They just go on themselves and they'd be like, what? That's just sweat. I'm like, man, come on, bro.
That's not sweat.
Nowhere. The way it's looking, that is not sweat, bro. They just said, nope, I do not have time to go all the way to the tent, unbuckle all this stuff, pull down my girdle. It's just too much effort. It's exhausting for me.
Absolutely.
So they just decided just to go. They just, guess what? It gets washed and everything's fine. So what do you think the car racer does? Well, ask Kirby. Kirby, what do you think they do for the bathroom? Yep.
God, seriously?
See, nobody thinks about what all goes through to be your profession as an athlete. That's what they do.
Broadcasting.
They have that. They have a what? Oh,
like
I don't know.
catheter?
I don't know about that. I'm not saying that. I don't believe that.
It's got like a cup and it's.
I don't know about that. You sure about that, Kirby? He said they got a device. All
right, we're going to roll. This is where I'm saying we're going to roll. No. You said it last time. I'm going to say it this time.
It's C4 Ultimate Energy right there.
Blaine Bishop, Joe Hunk broadcasting live from the Nashville Super Speedway as we only have about 20 more minutes from here. The NASCAR series, the Ally 400, is going to be going Sunday afternoon. Craftsman Series is going to get going tonight at 7 o'clock. We will continue on 104.5 The Zone next.
Hey, this is Blaine Bishop. I want to know if you have heard about peptides. Peptides are shaking up the fitness world, and there are naturally occurring aminos in our bodies. And as we age, they start to decline. And at some point, they may need to be supplemented. This is why our workouts can stop being productive at the gym. And maybe you feel like you've hit a wall, or perhaps you feel tired all the time. You may be struggling to stay awake even in the evenings. If you have that thought, this is just a normal part of aging. It doesn't have to be that way. Peptides are proven to increase muscle and performance, burn fat, help with recovery between workouts, and more. And peptides can even help with motivation and mental clarity. These are safe, naturally occurring aminos, not pharmaceuticals. A natural and holistic way to get your body back to peak performance. Plus, Edge Peptide Therapy has the most comprehensive blood panel around. So when you go to Edge, you will know exactly what is going on inside of your body and what it needs to get back to peak performance, just like I did. So feel better from the inside out. So go to edgepeptide.com, or you can give them a call at 615-724-1878. That's 724-1878.
wrap it up from the Nashville Super Speedway as we are close to about 4 hours away from the Craftsman Series getting going, as the Rackley Roofing 200 is going to be tonight. Green flag drops at 7 o'clock. The Ally 400 is going to be Sunday afternoon at 2:30, and you can still get tickets by calling 866 Race Tix, TIX, or you can even visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. And of course, you do not want to miss the Tennessee Lottery 250 for the Xfinity Series happening on Saturday. The reason why I left that last is because the man waving the green flag at the start-stop finish line, or the finish line, whatever. You are going to be listening and seeing one, Mr. Blaine Bishop.
Yes, I can't wait, man. Ooh, look at that car right there. What does that say? Orange, what? Coolers?
It says Spiked. Spiked like coolers.
Spiked like coolers there, CJ.
That thing.
CJ.
Yeah. Eki.
You see that?
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
By the time he hears you, it's going to be gone.
He's chasing.
You've heard of the
he got caught up in the emotion.
Eki strut that he's got going.
Man, look at that color.
Is there now? As Blaine is taking this picture, also I'm going to give you an opportunity right now, because you can win a pair of tickets to go to Holiday World and Splash and Safari, because you need to be caller number 5 right now. 615-737-1045. If you are caller number 5 right now, to our man Reed, who's back in the studios getting ready for 3HL coming up next, you can win a pair of tickets to Holiday World and Splashin' Safari. You may need to start winning some stuff because you're going to be out of money, kind of the way that DirecTV is in that deal with the NFL is.
No.
They about to be out a lot of money.
Oh,
was it $14.9 billion?
That's peanuts, man.
$14.9 billion.
That's crazy.
What
are those, Kirby? What are those?
Those are gas tanks.
Okay,
that's the fuel.
That's the fuel tank.
That's
okay, that's how they fill up the gas when they come in the pit road. Okay.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is you just tilt that sucker up, and the lid that's got the cap on it, that's got the hard wire, you pull it out, and it just sticks right in so that you can go. You don't have to pull a trigger. I
thought it might be oxygen.
No.
I was just messing with y'all, man. Imagine somebody.
You know who's going to need oxygen, Blaine? Dude, I'm going to continue to try to talk
No.
this.
It's a big deal. I don't know if it's what's going to happen with it, but you're talking about the NFL and the Sunday ticket deal.
Yeah, because a lot of teams are they're being told that they're going to obviously have it to be the ones that are having to pay for this, because the antitrust lawsuit that came out and they were found guilty of.
This is the NFL.
It's the NFL, but it's for anybody that's had NFL Sunday ticket from like 2017 all the way up to 2022, because the NFL was found out that they were charging too much, which no crap, they were charging too much. Has anybody else tried to get NFL Sunday ticket? Crap is expensive. And because they were only oh my heavens, that is expensive, and you can only pay for it like during football season. You couldn't. My God.
Yeah, they coming out of the inspection tent.
Yes.
They had to start up the Camaro.
But you could only pay for it during the football season. Like, you couldn't spread it out throughout the entire year. So it would make your bill go up like $50 to $60 throughout that course of the football season. And it would almost double sometimes what your bill was because of how it was. It's expensive to have the NFL Sunday ticket for bars as well as residential owners. So they found out that they were charging too much. And
so
now
they broke the antitrust laws.
So they bought the antitrust laws. And so now the NFL has got to pay all the bars that had NFL Sunday ticket, which if you were a bar and you wanted to show football games, you basically had to have NFL Sunday ticket for the entire restaurant. And, of course, any consumers that were at their house that paid for NFL Sunday ticket.
I think the consumers, based off the $14 billion, what they were talking about, if this moves forward, and I think they're going to appeal it, and for whatever reason, I think there's going to be some kind of way they're going to weasel out of this or get way less. I don't know, settle it some kind of way. But, I think that's like $2,000 per household that were involved. I don't think it's as
big.
A
house payment for some people. They about to get a house payment.
Yeah, well, 2,000. So it's a lot.
All the men are going to be looking at their wives, going, "See, honey, I knew it was a good idea for us to get this.
Yeah. So you
gave me crap every single football season.
It's kind of interesting that this happened. They kind of under the radar. I didn't even know I didn't even know that they were part of this lawsuit. I had no idea.
Well, and my question is because
Did you know that? I didn't
how is the NFL going to pay this from all the different teams? Like, are they going to be taking this out of their like yearly allotment that they get from television deals? Is it going to force the salary cap to have to either not grow as much as it would, because it grew a lot between 2023 and 2024?
Well, that's because they're trying to catch up from the COVID.
Right.
That's what that was.
Like, is all of this going to stop? Like, again, it's not very often that you'll see the salary cap actually drop. Like, it doesn't happen very often.
Right.
From the previous season. Like, could we see something like that because the NFL is trying to save money and trying to make all these payments for whatever
I think
is?
it's two separate issues. I don't think that's part of it. If I was making a guess, but I'm not probably the one to know the answer to that question. And I think they're just going to divide it up if they eventually have to pay this allotment. I think they're just going to have to divide it up amongst the teams and take care of it. But they'll find a way to balance the checkbook. I'm going to say the debits and the credits where people aren't writing huge checks and maybe they're just not receiving some of their television money that they receive every year.
Like, take it off the top?
Yeah.
Like, hey, instead of us giving you $150 million, we're going to give you $130 million?
Yeah. Well, I think that number's a little, I think, it may be more like, we'll give you 100 and, hey, you keep the 50.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I was just curious about it. Because it's a massive deal.
But
and
I don't know, though.
It's $16.9 billion.
I know. You're getting caught up in the numbers. That's why I said that's like $2,000 per household. So when you hear $16 billion, you feel like that's going to be a lot of money shut out. So I would be thinking, oh, you're going to get $2 million.
Right.
Or $200,000 or $20,000. But when I hear that's $2,000 per household there on the individual level, then at this point in time, like, I don't know. I'll take the money, but I mean, I get it, but it's not. People aren't collecting big sums of checks in their houses like $20,000, $200,000, anything like that. Now on the commercial side, I don't know what they're gonna probably get.
Now, earlier, matter of fact, just a few seconds ago, before the break, we were talking about how NASCAR drivers go to the bathroom. And on our Zone TV and our F&M Bank chat that we have, people are confirming, yes, NASCAR drivers do use catheters.
Yeah. Well, Kirby was saying it's a thing that they snap on and off.
It's part of the suit.
Suit. And he says they also have coolant suits. So to stay cool, they got some form of cool suits.
So no Cool Ray or anything?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't Cool Ray, but it keeps them cooler.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty interesting how that's all kind of happened over this time.
And finishing this up, as we were talking about having Traylon Burks as a NASCAR driver, Ricky in the F&M Bank chat says that you would get lost on the track too if your pit boss was telling you or was treating you like Kathy Bates in Misery.
Oh my. Was we supposed to give a giveaway there, Reed?
Oh, we did. We did at the very beginning.
Oh, did
While
okay.
you were taking the picture of
I wasn't taking a picture.
Of the never mind. Never mind.
Oh, what's happened? That's
okay,
right.
see, that didn't scare me.
I mean, it's time
done.
to go. It's time
That's
to go.
it. So in the meantime,
And in between time, CJ.
peace.